Okay, so we're going to go over the warm-up first, then we're going to go over the homework. Now, as far as tests and quizzes go, this is the only time I'm going to see you this week because there's no school on Thursday, and that would be my other Zoom day, and then Friday I see everybody for just a short amount of time. However, there's no school Thursday because it's Holy Thursday, and no school on Friday, Good Friday. So I'll see you again a week from today. So all of the homework that's on your to-do list, and it's going to be the warm-up for the prisms and pyramids, the warm-up for the cylinders and the cones. It's in one assignment. And then you're going to watch the video for cylinders and cones and turn in those notes. And then you're going to complete the homework assignment. So today we're going to go over the 11.5 warm-up and the 11.5 homework and surface area homework. So let me go ahead and let me make this a little bigger here. Okay, so for the first one in 11.5, we learned about what a polyhedron was. So remember, a polyhedron cannot have any curved edges. So number one is not a polyhedron. Number two is, and it's a rectangular pyramid. Now, you might think that shape on the bottom looks like a square. However, we don't know anything about the side lengths. We don't know if all of these sides here are congruent. So that's why the better answer here would be a rectangular pyramid. It's got 5 faces. So this would be a face, which is the bottom, the base. Then it's got the lateral faces, so it's got a triangle here. It's got one here in the back. It's got one here on the side. And then it has the one in the front. So it's got 5 faces. It's got 5 vertices. There's a vertex here, 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 and here. And then it's got 8 edges. So these would be the edges coming down and then across the bottom. And there's 8 of them. You can use Euler's theorem, which is faces plus vertices equals edges plus 2. This will be a way to confirm that this count that you got here is correct. So 5 plus 5 is 10, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So we did count the number of faces, edges, and vertices correctly. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So here, now remember the name for the pyramid and the prism is based on the base shape. The base shape may not always be the bottom. It's whatever there's 2 of. And in this figure, we actually have 2 pentagons, this one in the front, and then there's one in the back here. You can't really see it, but it's back here. So it's whatever shape you have 2 of, and that names the type of prism you have. So you have 2 pentagons, so this is a pentagonal prism. You have 7 faces, 10 vertices, and 15 edges. You can confirm that those 3 numbers are correct by using Euler's theorem. Any questions on the warm-up? Okay, let's go over the homework. Now, I'm going to zoom in. I know it's kind of tiny here, but I'm going to zoom into each question. So this first one is still the same thing that we just did in the warm-up. It's section 11.5. And again, you're going to determine if it's a polyhedron, give the name of it, and then identify how many faces, vertices, and edges, and then you can confirm those 3 numbers by using Euler's. So the shape on the bottom here is a pentagon. So again, the shape for your base tells you the type of pyramid it is, just like when it's a base. So this is a pentagonal pyramid. It has 6 faces, 6 vertices, and 10 edges. So it has 5 lateral faces, which are triangles, and then the 1 pentagon base. Number 2. This is a square prism or a cube. Now, the reason why we know that it's a square pyramid and prism and not a rectangular prism is because of the congruency marks here. So this tells me it's a square on the bottom, and that also tells me it's also a cube. 6 faces, 8 vertices, 12 edges. And again, you can use Euler's to confirm your counts. Number 3. The shape on the base is a triangle. Now again, this one, here's the triangle. You have one on the top, and then you have the one triangle on the bottom. The other 3 faces are rectangles. So it's a triangular prism with 2 triangle faces, 3 rectangles, so a total of 5 faces, 6 vertices, and 9 edges. And again, you can use Euler's to confirm the count. Any questions on 1 through 3? All right, let's try number 4. This is now where we're going to start calculating surface area. So for number 4, this is a prism, and the shape that is the base is a trapezoid. So this one is not sitting on its base. The base is actually over here, or if you're looking at the back, it's back here. So you have 2 trapezoids, and then the other shapes are parallelograms. So those would be the other faces. So for a prism, the formula that you're going to memorize is 2 times the base area plus perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. So my base is a trapezoid. Remember, your formula for area of a trapezoid is 1/2 height and then base 1 plus base 2. And right here is where we're calculating the area of that base. So base 1 is going to be 4, base 2 is 7, and the height is the 3.7. And then you would calculate the perimeter of that trapezoid by adding 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4, and then get 19, multiply it by the height, and then that would give you your final answer over here. So 19 is the perimeter, 12 is the height of the prism, and then this would be the area of the base, so 2 times b. Final answer here is 268.7. Good so far? All right, let's go to number 5. And number 5 is a pentagonal prism. And this would be 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. So this is where we have to do the formula 1/2 apothem times number of sides times side length. Pretty good on that? So let's go ahead and label the picture. Okay, so I'm going to find the area of my pentagon base. Let me go ahead and label all of these numbers. So I can see my apothem is over here. It's the 7.6. My side length of my pentagon is the 11. The 10 is the height of the prism. So once I find the area of this pentagon, by using this formula, I'm multiplying 1/2 times the apothem, which is 7.6, times 5 sides times the side length, which is 11, and my total area of that base is going to be 209. Now the perimeter of the pentagon, there's 5 sides, side length is 11, so 5 times 11 is 55. Now I can plug it into the formula. 2 times the base area plus perimeter times height. And that gives me 968 kilometers squared. Let me go ahead and show you number 6. 6 is a rectangular prism. Now, in the notes, when we went through it, I told you that you could choose which rectangle is your base area. So for my problem where I did my calculations, I'm saying that my base is going to be this rectangle down here, or this one up here, which is a 10 by 2. So this is also 2 down here because I see this 2 here. So my base area is 10 times 2, and then, which is right here. And now I would do the perimeter of that base, which is 2 times 10 plus 2 times 2, so 20 plus 4, and my perimeter is 24. Now the height of my prism is over here, it's the 7. So again, I'm using this formula. So 2 times the base area plus perimeter times height. And that's where we plugged it in here. And it's 208 miles squared. Now, if you chose a different rectangle as your base, you would have gotten different calculations for the base area, but the final answer should have been 208. Now, keep in mind, whenever you're doing surface area or total area, technically you could find the area of each one of those 6 rectangles and add them all up. That's another way to go about finding surface area of a rectangular prism, or any prism for that matter. Just find all of the areas of the faces separately and add them up. Number 7, this is a hexagonal prism. So again, let's label everything that we, yes?
So when there's a rectangular prism, do you pick the base, like which one you want?
You can.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. But your final answer should have been the same. Did you get the same answer?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so yeah, some people might have picked, say, this is the base, which is fine. So it doesn't matter, but your final answer is still going to be the same.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go over here. Now we have a hexagonal prism. So we're back to our formula before, the 1/2 apothem number of sides times side length. My apothem is the 10.4. My side length, notice the congruency marks, is the 12. And the height of my prism is the 8. So I'm going to first calculate the area of the base by using the 1/2 ANS. And then I get 374.4. My perimeter of my hexagon is going to be 12 times 6, because 6 sides in a hexagon, and I get 72. And now I'm going to plug all of these numbers into this formula, which I now have written here. So this is the 2 times the base area, and this is perimeter times height, giving me a grand total of 1,324.8 feet squared. Remember, area, whether it's area, total area, surface area, lateral area, it's always units squared. Let's go to number 8. This is a square pyramid. Notice the side lengths are 5 and 5, so opposite sides are congruent, so this is also a 5. When you have a pyramid, what we need is the slant height, so that's the 5.6. So the formula to find area of a regular pyramid is area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So my base area is 5 times 5, because it's a square. And then my perimeter of my base, all sides are 5, and there's 4 sides, so 4 times 5 would be 20, and that's perimeter. So now, and then my slant height is up here. So now I can take all those numbers and plug it in. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then the perimeter, which is here, and then the slant height, which is here. multiply these three, you get 56, and then add that to 25, and you get 81 centimeters squared. Let's go to number 9. Now, for the rectangular pyramids, we can't use the formula. What we need to do is find all of the areas of all the faces separately and add them up. However, what's nice when it's a rectangle base, know that the front and the back triangles are the same, and so are the left and the right. So I still need to find the area of the base, which is down here, and it's a rectangle, so 5 times 2, and that gives me 10. Now I need to find the area of the front triangle, which would be right here, which is actually going to be the same as the back triangle. So this front triangle has a base of 5 and a height of 5.1. Area of a triangle, remember, is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, 5 times 5.1 for both the front and the back. Once I multiply these three numbers, I get 12.75. Then I have to do the left and the right. So my left triangle and my right triangle here are in green. It's got a base of 2 and a height of 5.6. So 1/2 base times height for left and right. And that'll give me 5.6 when I multiply, and then I add up the 5 numbers. So when it's a rectangular pyramid, you can't use the formula. You have to find the faces separately and add them up. Pretty good on 9? Any questions? Let's move on to 10. It's on the slide. This is a pentagonal pyramid. Again, it's a regular pyramid. Notice all the congruency marks here. So I know I can use the formula, which is area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So my slant height is over here. It's the 11.1. All of my side lengths are the 7 over here. And my apothem is going to be the 4.8. So I need to find the area of the base, which is a pentagon. So I need to use this formula. So 1/2 apothem, which is 4.8. Number of sides in a pentagon is 5 times 7, which is the side length, and I get 84. Perimeter of that pentagon, again, a pentagon has 5 sides. Each side is 7 meters long, so my perimeter is 35. Now that I've calculated the base, the perimeter, and I have my slant height, I can now plug it in to this formula. So my base was 84, my perimeter is 35, and my slant height is 11.1. So I'll multiply these three. I get 194.5, add that to the base area, and the total surface area of this pyramid is 278.25 meters squared. Let's try number 11. This is a triangular pyramid. Notice all 3 sides. It's a regular, so it's equilateral. Each side of my pyramid are 10 of my base. Notice the 12.3 is the slant height, so that's my L. The height of the triangle base, so this is the height of the base triangle, is 8.7. So I need to find the area of the base. Again, it's 1/2 base times height. So this is the base area triangle. So the base triangle. So 1/2, 10 times 8.7 is 43.5. I need to find the perimeter of the base. Each side is 10, 3 sides in a triangle, so the perimeter is 30. So now that I have my base area and my perimeter, I can now plug those numbers into my formula to get the total area or surface area of my pyramid. So put the base area here, multiply 30 times the slant height times 1/2, and you get 228 inches squared. And then one last question. This is a right triangular prism. Now this one is not sitting on its base. The base is actually either this back right triangle here, or you could look at it as the front one. This is also a right triangle. I could put the little right angle here. Now, we know that this is 3 and this is 4. If you realize that this triangle is a right triangle and it's a triple, you will automatically know that this side here that we needed was 5, because we need to calculate the perimeter. If you didn't realize it was a triple, then you would do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the perimeter of that base triangle is going to be 3 plus 4 plus 5. The area of that base triangle, again, 1/2 base times height. The base is 3, the height is 4. So the area of my base is 6. And then now I can take these numbers and plug it in to this formula. The 1 is the height of my prism. Again, remember, it's not sitting on its base. The base is the shape that you have 2 of. So this would be 24 yards squared. Any questions on any of the homework questions? Anybody need me to go back to any of them? All right, so again, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be doing this and showing you my iPad. The video will be on YouTube. Now, this is the last time I will see you this week. So again, the homework that you're gonna complete, you have a week to do it. You're gonna watch the video on surface area of cones and cylinders, complete the notes, turn in the notes. The notes are shorter. You will not have a problem turning them into Canvas. Then you're gonna complete the homework assignment for cylinders and cones. Cylinders and cones are a lot easier than the prisms and the pyramids. Then from there, you're also going to do the warm-up for both surface area of cylinders, cones, prisms, and pyramids. I've put them all into one document, so if you click on the assignment, both warm-ups are together. So those 3 things need to be turned in before next Tuesday, and then we're going to go over them. And then from there, we're going to go into volume. So you do not have any test or quizzes this week or next. Your test will be the week of the following week. I believe it's on the 23rd. Let me double check here. So your test will be on April 23rd. It's a Thursday. So next week, I will see you on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll finish up the chapter between Tuesday and Thursday. And then Friday the 17th, we'll start reviewing. When I see you the following week on Tuesday, we'll go over the review. And then your test is on April 23rd. It will be on Canvas. You will need to show your work again. My recommendations to you is, as you're going through these lessons, start writing down a formula sheet. I think it'll be easier if you have your reference sheet on a piece of paper next to your iPad, instead of trying to go back and forth into all of the notes, because there's too many sections of notes. So I would have a running list on a piece of paper with all of your formulas written down. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So to confirm, we do not have any classes Thursday, right? This Thursday.
Correct. So no school Thursday for anybody and no school Friday. So normally what's going to
Miss
happen,
Corey?
yes.
For the warm-up that we have for homework, the first question, what's the base in it?
Let me see if I can go to that. So again, definitely the prism and the pyramids are definitely more challenging. You're going to find the cones and the cylinders, which is your next lesson that you're going to cover, are definitely a lot easier. So again, all of your afternoons are to reach out and email teachers if you're stuck on anything, and I will respond to you. So if you end up doing this homework or the warm-up this afternoon and you have questions, you can email me, or even tomorrow. Tomorrow, like when it's not our Zoom day, we're still in school tomorrow, you can still email me in the afternoon and I will respond to you. However, Thursday and Friday and Monday are no school. I do generally check my email, but again, always know that in the afternoons from 12:30 to 2:30 that I'll be available to respond to you right away. Any questions? Okay, so I know we still have about 10 minutes, but if you don't have any more questions, I guess you could work on that warm-up if you want to start that, or start watching the video. Again, the video for cones and cylinders is a lot shorter. You should not have any problems submitting that to Canvas. Also, your quiz, I did release the correct answers. There was, I think, a problem with one of the answers, so I had to go back in and hand grade it. But your quiz grades are up, so if you have any questions about that, just let me know. It's kind of hard for me to go through it because everybody had a different order or a different question. So, but if you do have individual questions, send me an email and I can address what happened with that question. Any other questions or concerns? All right, so you can go ahead and start on your homework. And again, if you have questions, send me some emails. I'll respond to you. But you have those 3 assignments. You've got a week to complete them. I highly recommend that you don't wait because you may forget to do them. But they're due next Tuesday. That's it.
Wait, Miss,
Yes.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So you released the answers for the quiz, but it says it's like the answers are locked.
It said the answers are locked. All right, I'll have to look at it again. Okay, so you can't see your responses? Can you see your responses?
No,
Nothing? Okay, I'll look at it.
it says quiz locked.
Okay, I will check that out and send me an email if you can't see it within the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to take a look and see what the settings are on it. Any other questions? All right, so have a good week. Have a good weekend and a good Easter, and I will see you guys back here in a week.
Okay.
All right,
Bye, Miss Corey.
bye.